Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Hello, welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are in Florida. I usually say, welcome. Where are you tuning in from? And we're normally tuning in from Minnesota. We're in Florida for a while. It is beautiful. It's sunny. I'm not going to lie. It's super nice. And yet I'm sitting inside in a sweatshirt, but it is flowery. The kids are in the pool. And so I would love to chat with you a little bit about eating on the go, or what that looks like, whether you are a carpool mom or dad, whether you feel like you're constantly living in the car during these times when your kids are going back and forth from sporting events or activities in the evening, whether we talk about you eating out during your lunch break, whether it looks like you're going out with friends or you're traveling like me and my family are, whatever that looks like when you're physically not in your home. When you're physically not in your home and 100% in charge of the food that you're eating, although you are, but let's talk about how to make the better choices. So here's also what I'm thinking, and I'd love to know your insight. So we've been traveling for a couple days. I have not done the morning lives. Here's what the KetoMOM page is about. If you're brand new, I would love for you to post a new below. Years ago, the only thing that I really talked about on here was recipes. And then I've realized, and I have learned a ton myself on truly what a lot of people need, what I needed years ago. And so this page has evolved. And so it's not just about recipes. At any point in time, you can always send me a message and I will answer you. If for some reason you send me a message and you don't get an answer that day, that means something happened to your message and I actually didn't see it. But hands down, there are no messages that go unanswered before I go to bed. And in fact, you actually should have an answer within a couple hours. It will be answered. And so I'll have people that are like, hey, did you forget about me? I'm like, no, for some reason, sometimes social media is funny. And like my messages, I don't know what happens. And then I'll look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, you messaged me 2 days ago. I never got the notification. So if for some reason I haven't messaged you back, send me another message. I will get to you. Also, you can always go to ketomomsecrets.com where there's recipes, how to get started. I talk about my mom fuel, talk about lots of different things if you're just looking for recipes. And there's recipes that we've had on here for the last almost 8 years. Now, besides recipes, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks as you are not in your home and how to eat the best that you can. But I'm processing and just trying to figure out what I want the mornings to look like. So for almost 2 years, I've been doing books and we've been going through books together because I realize I understand the power of your mindset, even if you don't realize that is one. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you this little phrase and I'm going to tell you what I'm reading from in a second. But your greatest asset is your growth mindset. If you did not know that, and you might be going, wait, what? I thought we were talking about on the go. We will talk about that in a second. I need you to know something. Your greatest asset is your growth mindset. It's your mindset. It's what you're thinking on. And if this isn't right, the rest of you, all the decisions that you're making, the choices, will not be what you're wanting it to be, right? So the greatest skill, your greatest asset is your growth mindset. Your greatest skill is your thinking. And so I realized that a couple of years ago, and I started reading books with you on here. I would pick a book, we would do it together. We just finished the book called Your Divine Fingerprint. I haven't done a live in a couple of days because I've really been processing, I want to know, can I ask you a question? I want to know why you're on the KetoMOM page. I would love for you to to comment below and tell me maybe how did you find the page and why are you here? Are you here for recipes? That's great. Are you here to be told what a net carb and a total carb is? Are you here just for some keto tips? Are you here from inspiration? Like, why are you here? Sometimes I'm like, man, I know deep down in my heart what people need, but it's not always what people want. I'm going to be real honest with you. Like, my heart wants to talk about growth mindset and helping people get out of the gutter and helping people think right, helping people understand the power of their thinking and their words. Not everybody wants that, nor do they want to acknowledge or have an awareness around it, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to change your life and you want to change your life forever, you need to work on your growth mindset. You need to work on like paying attention to things that you're reading and listening to. It's like, what are you looking at? What are the words you're speaking? And what are you listening to? And hands down, you might go, well, how is that going to help me lose fat? Hands down, it will 100% help you lose fat. It will help you lose weight. It will help you feel better. It will feed your soul. It will feed you to become a better person so that when you're around other people, they're going to go, what's different about you? Wait, why are you so joyful? What are you doing? And while you're making better decisions on your health and fitness, and while you're making better choices on your food, I promise you that your thinking is so powerful. So I haven't chosen a new book, mainly because I'm stuck in this, like, do I do a book like The Miracle Morning, or do I do a book like Atomic Habits, a book that legitimately gives you step 1, step 2, step 3, or do we do a book that's more like this one? Like this, I'm reading this book for me personally. And so I am an entrepreneur. My husband and I are entrepreneurs. We love business. We love the business conversation. We are constantly seeking the Lord for ideas and things that he wants our family to do. And so I picked up this book. It's called Spirit-Driven Success. But I also know the power of, like, if you hear me talk about spokes in your life and the different areas of your life, there's different areas to focus on. And if one of the spokes is broken, it affects all of them, right? I'm not going to dive into this a lot. Some of you have heard me say this, but like your spiritual spoke, your relationships, your work, your physical health and fitness, and your finances. This book is helping me personally with my spiritual spoke and my financial spoke. So if you're actually a business entrepreneur, like, and you want to work on your spiritual spoke within business, I'm going to encourage you to get this book. I'm not going to go through it with you. Incredible book. So I'm working through this one myself. I say all of that because I'm just trying to figure out what people think they need. I haven't picked a book yet. So I was going to share a couple of things with you. I was on a Zoom. So my husband and I are in a mastermind with Pastor Keith Craft, the book that we just got done through reading. And it's called Your Divine Fingerprint. And so the only thing that I was going to say to help you, I have to help you with your mindset first before we dive into the logistics of what to eat. So here's what I want to tell you today before you listen to the simplicity of eating out, all right? So we're in a mastermind. We're talking about the power of our thinking. We're talking about our mindset. We sat on a Zoom with him for a little over an hour yesterday. It was incredible. And he said, your thinking shapes your beliefs in everything that you do. Whether you believe this or not, I'm just going to read some phrases from some of the notes that I took, and then you can think about it. Your thinking shapes your belief in everything that you do. If you are playing full out, and if you're commenting below, tell me this. Are you more of a negative thinker or a positive thinker? Are you more of a glass half empty or glass half full? If you wanted to rate your thinking, like 1 being like, man, I'm usually in the gutter, or 5 being like, listen, I understand self-development. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect, but I know how to shift my mindset when I go down the wrong road. So if you had to rate yourself from 1 to 5, 1 being like, please help me, 5 being like, I know what to do, I just have to do it, where would you rate yourself? So I love that he said this. Your greatest asset is your growth mindset, and your greatest skill is your thinking. Your thinking will either, okay, so here's the thing I want you to think about. And then I'm going to talk to you logistically about food. All right. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. I am on vacation. We're in Florida. Vacation/work. We're doing a whole bunch of things down here. All right. Your thinking will limit you or make you unlimited. That is your thought for today. If you have not read something to empower you today, if you did not have your mind in the right space today, if you did not get up with an attitude of gratitude, if you did not get up and listen or read something to inspire you, here's the thought for today. All right? And then we're going to dive into some food. And the thought is, your thinking will limit you or make you unlimited. I'm telling you right now, the way that you think, what you feed your mind with. And just so you know, it's usually your own self-doubt. So in our mastermind, he says this. He goes, most of the time, when we have barriers that come up against us in our life, it's not due to anybody else but our own thinking, and our thinking puts those barriers up. So as you come up upon challenges or things that you're like, this isn't working how I want it to, I want you to just simply have the awareness of, did I put that barrier there? Is it my own thinking? Is it my ungratefulness? Is it my non-self-awareness? Like, what am I doing? What am I believing? And can I remove that by just simply telling myself, I'm limiting myself. So, all right, that's enough of that. It was an incredible mastermind. All right, here's some quick ideas for you. All right. How many of you are busy? Is anybody busy on here? Oftentimes people will send me messages going, oh, I know you're so busy. And I always say, listen, I actually hate that word. I like to say I'm productively busy, because my husband and I really work on saying yes to the right things and no to the things that are not serving our family. That sounds wrong, but like that is not aligned with our focus and our target. Does that make sense? So we say yes to lots of things, and it needs to be the right things. And are we busy? For sure, but productively busy in the things that our family is focused on. Make sense? All right. So here's what I want you to think about. When you are out of your home, out of your apartment, when you're physically not making your food, you can still 100% make the best choices possible. As soon as you tell yourself, I have to drop the kids off, I don't have time, if you didn't make time for like a crock pot meal. So like, let's just talk about driving kids around, or if you're at work, if you forgot your lunch, if you didn't pack a lunch, if you are on the go, if everybody in your office is going out to eat, right? I will tell you, it is very vitally important to take a little bit of time, at least once a week, to meal plan, to plan meals, to prep and have some ideas for dinner. If you didn't do it, guess what? It's all right. So I'm even going to say down to the point of, if you had to go to McDonald's, if you're like, like McDonald's is right here, I've got to drop off my kids. Like, if that's the only thing, I don't know how that would be the only thing in this day and age, but if it is, what can you eat at the McDonald's to make yourself not feel like you completely and utterly failed? You could simply take the bun off the burger. You could grab a double burger. You could grab an egg sandwich. You could take the buns off. You could, some have salads, some don't. I just want to give you an awareness of when you are out and about, and if you don't make your food and you didn't pack your lunch and you did not prepare your food for crock pot meals, or you don't have your food in your refrigerator at the office because you just didn't plan, just think about this as you're making your best choices possible. Easy. You should always have water or ketones. I drink ketones. I'm drinking my ketones from this morning still. I got a little sidetracked. So ketones and water, you should always be drinking water. So here's your first tip. Half your body weight in ounces of water. It will just make you feel good, right? Your body's made up of 70% of water. So I always say, if your goal is to either just get started, to get things back in order, just to feel good, really evaluate what's in your shaker bottle, what's in your can, what are you drinking? A majority of people overdrink sugary drinks so much. And then drink your water. That's going to help you. When you're going out to eat, order water. Simplest tip ever. Got it? Next, buns off the burgers, croutons off the salad. You can grab a lettuce wrap. Like, it's just being mindful. And I know that everybody else around you is eating the French fries. Oh, but you can, you just have to remember your why. So as you're going into situations and environments, what is my why? What are my goals? Am I going to stay focused? Am I not? I promise you. Like, going out to eat, even through a fast food restaurant, doesn't have to stress you out and make you feel like you completely and utterly failed. Do the best that you can. When we're traveling, we do the same thing. So like, we have an Airbnb, so we have our own kitchen where we can make some food. But when we are out and about, you guys think of as protein, veggies, and salads. Proteins, veggies, and salads. Do I have 100% control if the meat is organic? Absolutely not. And I don't even always buy organic meat. Depends on what's on sale for our family. Do I have 100% control of which oils they're using on the vegetables? I don't. You could say don't put any butter or oil on it. Do I have 100% control of the dressings? No. You could do an oil and vinegar. You can do a ranch or a blue cheese. I want you to think of, because oftentimes it's like perfect or not. I'm frustrated, so because I don't know what's in the dressing, I'm just going to eat the French fries. I want you to think of this phrase. If you've never heard me say it before, don't mess up good for perfect. When you are not in your home and you did not plan and your crock pot's not on your counter and you're going to have to grab something on the go, all I want you to, you guys, okay. Somebody just said they're tuning in from Israel. I want to tell you something. Is it Axel? All I want to say is my family wants to go to Israel. All right. Anyways, here, I'm going to do something really quick. Anyways, sorry, I was reading something. I'm trying to decide something. A message that somebody sent to me. Okay, where was I? Here's what I want you to know. Don't mess up good for perfect, okay? Like, if you have chosen not to pack your lunch, if there are not meals at your office, or if you're not set up for success of what that looks like to you, choose the best option that you can. So dressing on the side, croutons off the salad, protein in a veggie, protein in a salad. Eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored. You don't need to be snacking through all the carpool lanes and while you're sitting in the parking lot where your kid's playing ball. This is something I coach people on almost every single day, is the conversation around how much food they're eating. I'm actually coaching my cousin right now, and he's so great, and he is a police officer. I'm pretty sure he's a police officer, or maybe I'm pretty sure. Now I'm second guessing if he's like a security guard. I want to say he's a police officer, but also like a bodybuilder, but he's fit, but he also wants to lean out. So anyways, he works overnights, and I said, how often are you eating? He's like, man, Stephanie, I need some help. And I said, how often are you eating? And so we're just having a really good conversation about the amount of food that he's eating, the amount of food most people eat. He's like, I work overnight, so by 4 a.m, I'm just snacking to keep myself awake, which he's going to try ketones, by the way. But in general, I'm like, just listen, you're actually eating really good food. You understand the concept of protein and you're making good choices. You can just overeat good food. So hands down, I 100% believe that most people are just overeating, whether it's on vacation and you're sitting at your office desk just munching on food. It could be very healthy food. Or you're sitting in the carpool lane, or you're not hungry because you already ate your lunch, but everybody at your office is going out to eat, so you go out and then you eat another meal. The amount of food we're consuming is usually the problem. Of course, there's the sugar and the crazy processed foods and the amount of things people are drinking. But if there's one awareness that you have, it's legitimately asking yourself, am I hungry? Am I bored? Am I hungry? Am I just snacking because it's in front of me? And little things like drinking your water, moving your body, buns off the burgers, be mindful about the food you're eating and how much you're eating will 100% help you on your journey, whether you're at home or you're going through a drive-through, or you're at home or you're in the carpool lane, or you're on a vacation like us. So anyways, we're still doing school and we're still working. We've just changed locations because we homeschool and we work from home. So we're still doing a lot of things just in sunny Florida. It's super great. All right, so I hope that's helpful. As always, if you have any questions, send me a message. I will answer you. If for some reason I have not, somehow your question got randomly lost because there's so many questions that come through, and I will send you a message. Just ping it back up to the top of my messenger. Go to ketomomsecrets.com. If you have never tried my ketones, I actually am still mailing out ketones, so my mother-in-law helps me with this. She's back in Minnesota. So every day, we are mailing out ketones. They're coming to you in trial packs. They're incredible. I've been drinking them for almost 8 years. If they didn't work, I wouldn't be drinking them for 8 years. So it's great. I love it. I call it my mom fuel, but it's not just for moms, it's for anybody. So if you've never tried them, really quick, they will help you with your energy. I haven't taken a nap in over 8 years, almost. They help you with your appetite control. You're not snacking all day, right? That mindless snacking gives you clear focus, like ketones are brain fuel, and so much more. So if you've never tried them, post trial in the comments. And all I want to do is have a conversation with you about how they work. I'll show you some videos about how they work, and we'll chat about your goals. So post trial in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an incredible day, and I look forward to chatting with you later. If you have a suggested book to go through in the mornings on the Keto Mom page, or a topic of like, hey, here's a really great mindful topic that you could talk about, I'm really just praying and seeking about what the mornings are going to look like on the Keto Mom page. So I'm not exactly sure yet, but I will be back on to help you with your mindset. I hope you guys have an incredible day. Thanks for tuning in. Your presence matters, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.